Sport brings us all together.
It's part of our national fabric.
And at the heart of our community.
We celebrate and commiserate as one.
People of all orientations and gender identities are part of our game.
Sport is what brings us together.
When times are hard, we continue to support each other.
Club Doncaster are proud to support Rainbow Laces.
Because everyone is welcome here.
Whether you're lesbian, gay, bi, trans or straight,
we're all part of what makes football and rugby special.
Everyone must feel safe and included.
In our stadium, online and in our community.
And make sport everyone's game.
Follow in your heart, in spirit, in soul. You make every tackle, score every goal. You're part of it, wherever you are in the world. From the first minute until the last kick. Victories, heartbreaks. You're part of the fabric, the passion, devotion, supercharging emotion. For you, there is only one. Abiding loyalty, togetherness that is second to none. Follow every kick, every tackle, every goal. With access to live stream games and matchday commentary. With coverage spanning the globe. Behind the scene content, newsletters and match highlights. There is no better way for you to get closer to your club. And with iFollow sales supporting them, there's no better way to show your love. When you can't be there with iFollow.
Another 3 points in the bag, and now the attention turns to a game against Swindon Town at the Keepmoat Stadium. Two sides at opposite ends of the form table meet in South Yorkshire, with Rovers looking to get into the playoff places during this busy festive period. It's Doncaster Rovers against Swindon Town from 7 p.m. Good evening and welcome back to the Keepmoat Stadium. Thank you for joining us for our pre-match coverage ahead of the game against Swindon Town in Sky Bet League One. Joining me once again, Doncaster Rovers reporter for the Free Press, Liam Oden, and a special guest tonight, Rovers defender Cameron John. Cam, just looking back on the win against Gillingham at the weekend, what did you make to that performance overall?
I thought it was nearly near enough complete performance. First half was one of the best first halves we've played all year. The way we dominated the ball, the possession, the passes, and basically left them to nothing. And I think the only thing you can criticise us is just putting that ball in the back of the net. But Tyrese and JMO did their little combination, and JMO's finding the goals all of a sudden. So yeah, it's great to find a win, and obviously we showed resilience again. When the team scores against us, we go again and we go and find other goals. So yeah, it was a great win, and we just showed that they're a team that was in form and was bullying other teams, but we showed that we can fight against them. And yeah, great result, great win.
Liam, it looked a tight win on paper. People who weren't here will have assumed that Rovers have sort of scraped one out the barrel, but the chances they had, particularly second half, it could have been 4 or 5 in the end.
Yeah, it probably should have been, but the performance were fantastic, and it deserved more goals in terms of the movement off the ball, finding those spaces, not allowing Gillingham to really settle into what they wanted to do, which were block Rovers out. It was fantastic, and kind of what we wanted to see after a bit of struggle in that area over the time. But yeah, it deserved a few more goals, but you'll take it.
Steve Evans sat in the stands for the game. I'm sure Cam would have realised that down here at left back it was fairly quiet compared to what you normally expect against Gillingham. What did you make to that approach from the Gills boss?
I don't know, I've seen him do it before. I think he can sit up there and not be bothered, as he might have been if there were supporters in. And some managers like to do that, get that better overview of things. But he weren't a happy man. I could hear him shouting on a few occasions. He weren't particularly happy with what he saw from his team as they got dragged around by Rovers.
What's it like, Cam, for someone particularly out on the flanks as well, when the coaching staff are a bit loud, shall we say? Very different to how Darren Moore goes about his business.
Yeah. As you say, every manager's style is a bit different, so you kind of just block it out because you're just focusing on the game. But it's like when you say with the fans, when the fans are in, you can hear everything. So maybe now you can hear, well, as a player, you can hear a lot more from the coaches shouting and whatever, but you don't really pay too much attention. So you can shout what you want, you just kind of block it out. So
you happy to put the bad memories of Gillingham out the window after last night?
Yeah. Well, I owed them one, definitely, after last year, and see, I had the bad performance, but they make you grow as a player and as a person. And just I was really looking forward to this game, and I was saying to everyone around me, like, yeah, I do own one. I just want to get a win against them, and the team and myself, we did ourselves proud, and we got the win against them finally.
In terms of your own game, played in virtually every single Rovers game this season, majority of which at left back. How have you found it as a permanent Rovers player?
Yeah, it's like I said to them before, it's quite nice to get a different role and play a different position and learn different things. And playing in every game, that's what you want to do as a player, and be involved and feel like you're being a part of a successful team. So it's been nice for me, but the hard work still continues. Still got a lot to learn in both positions, but I'm only going to learn when I'm on the pitch and getting them valuable minutes and playing every game. I'm going to learn. So yeah, it's been great. Of
course, a centre-back by trade, but you've probably played as many games at left-back now as you have at centre-half for Rovers. Do you feel that's becoming a really good position for you as well?
Yeah, I definitely think I'm growing into it, and with the players around me, especially Butts and Jamo and the elder players, just helping me and steering me along and just telling me to believe in myself, and I've got the technical ability to play in the position and play in both, so it's just having that belief, and they've all done great for me, and they just help me ease myself in, and it's just nice to get myself up there, and I want to score more goals, so it's kind of helping me in that point as well. So yeah, great.
Having Jamo in front of you, if he's on the left wing and you're at left back, did that help earlier on in the season? Just if there was anything during a game that you might have needed help with or advice with, you could ask him because he was there.
100%. It was for me and him. It's like we have a good relationship off the pitch as well as on the pitch. So in terms of that, we always talk about it during the games and even in training. What I would do and what he would do, and just little pointers. And like on Saturday, you saw that we would even rotate, and he might come in that left back spot, and then I might push on and make that darting run. So it's just that great understanding we both have, and just help each other in both different ways. But yeah, it's great playing with him, a bit higher, which he's used to. But yeah, great.
I think your goal against Ipswich pretty much summed that up, didn't it? That partnership, the allowance that you had to get forward in that game and end up in the 6-yard box to finish it off. You wouldn't perhaps find a left back there in many teams in Sky Bet League One.
No, I'm learning off Brad, to be fair. Where he pots up. But yeah, definitely the gaffer gives us licence to go forward and be involved in attacks, and we play quite free-flowing football. Everyone knows their roles and responsibilities, so for us, rotation's key, and if we can pass and follow and get players on the move and get players moving and get the opposition moving as well, it's only going to benefit us. So yeah, having that licence is great, and obviously I'm helping at the end of the pitch as well, so it's great fun.
Now the win against Gillingham took Rovers to just 2 points from the playoff places with 2 games in hand, and here are the best bits from that one. So another home victory for Rovers, and perhaps the surprise, Liam, being the winning goal scorer, Brad Halliday's first goal for Rovers. Not what you would have expected if someone had asked you before the game who would have got the winner.
Not particularly, given the fact that he'd not scored before, but as we've talked about, he gets into those positions, he gets high up the pitch all the time, so it's probably a surprise that he's not scored before now, but great to see. And almost an unbelievable goal later on in the game, just to cap it off.
Does that just show, Cam, you touched on it earlier on, but the licence you're given in this team, no matter what position you play, Darren Moore wants you to be able to profit at the top end of the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think apart from them two centre-backs back there, I think everyone else has that free licence to go and express themselves. And like Liam just said, seeing Brad like later on in the game and even his goal, just being up there, being in the box, and you never know where the ball might fall, and we get told as fullbacks and everyone to flood the box, because if that ball gets over here or the keeper parries or any blocks and you're in there, anyone can score. And I think that's the best thing about this team. There's goals all around the pitch, from fullbacks, the centre backs scoring, Joe, Tom. Tom can score, Butts can get his head on things, and then the front players and the midfield players all got goals in them. So I think that's the best thing about this team, where we're not reliant on just one sole person. We can come up with goals anywhere, so that's only going to put us in great stead for the rest of the season.
Does that become even more important when you face a team like Gillingham, who are clearly happy to let you have possession? You need to have a bit of the unknown as well at times, and them not to know which player's going to run where.
Yeah, 100%. I think for the whole season and for the rest of the league, then they're not going to pinpoint this is our main goal scorer. They may pinpoint some threats that we do have, but everyone's popping up with goals at this current moment. So the fact that it's the unknown even for us, that whoever's going to pop up on the goal sheet, on the score sheet even, it's going to be great for us. And if we keep grinding results out and everyone's contributing, then it's going to contribute to a great season.
We've already touched on the amount of home games Rovers have got coming up. Given their schedule post New Year, how important is it, do you feel, to take maximum points as often as they can in the next 2 or 3 games at least?
I think this is about as good as it gets in terms of the schedule, into being at home and not having that travel. That we've seen so many long away trips that we've all been on this season and experienced that, and it obviously is going to take its toll. There's an opportunity now to kind of, while you've got the opportunity for more rest, to really take it and really stamp your authority on the league table.
Although Darren Moore and the players, Cam, always say it's one game at a time. When you look at the next few games, with all due respect to the opponents, they're at the wrong end of the table. So you would fancy your chances, if we perform as we know we can, of picking up a real good tally of points, should we say?
Yeah, I think you would. If you look at the table, you would think that. But like you say, it's one game at a time.
Are you allowed to look at the table?
I mean, yeah, I always do it after a Saturday. But like you say, it's one game at a time for us. We deal with one game at a time. So Saturday's game we dealt with that Saturday, and now we're focusing on tonight's game, and that's the beauty of this team. We just take one step at a time, and that's great news for us. And even though the form table may suggest they're at the bottom, but we know they're a good side, and any team in this division can hurt us at any given day. And we've seen that even at the start of the season, and teams have hurt us where we didn't think could. So we got to respect every team in this division, whether they're bottom, top, middle. We got to respect every team.
Yeah, and I think that's the case for Darren Moore as well. He said that despite Swindon losing their past 3 league games, they're in something of a false position in the Sky Bet League One table.
If you look at the results before, I thought the game at Gillingham, they were very, very unfortunate to lose it 2-0 at Gillingham, and then on Saturday against Fleetwood, very, very unfortunate to lose it 1-0, because they're playing some great football at the moment. They might feel that they're not quite getting the rub of the green, but they're certainly in the ascendancy in terms of the good football that they're playing, the opportunities and chances that they're creating, and they're very much involved. They're very much involved in the games and staying in the games. Probably from their point of view, they probably feel that 1 or 2 lapses of concentration have cost them, but very much agree with what John said in terms of the football, what they're playing. The results are not quite showing that. So I'm sure they'll continue to show the form and the performances, what they're doing. And that's why we know here at Doncaster it's going to be another tough game tomorrow night, a very different game to Saturday, but another different hurdle that we're going to have to be excellent again in terms of our preparation, in terms of the game and our performance in the game to get anything from the game. Really pleased with Matt in terms of his development and in terms of his exposure to the level. he's capable. He's got the ability. He's got the mindset and the understanding. He wants to come and play. He's an international, so he's of a certain pedigree in terms of the player that we've got in here. But I've used him and will continue to use him. His energy levels are excellent. His ability on the ball to spot a pass is very, very good. And he can work with the ball in tight situations, which is really, really good. I think what Matt's finding with us is the run of games is trying to get his game at a consistent level where he himself feels happy in terms of where his game's at and playing at a consistent level. So we're really pleased to have him here. He brings another dimension, another edge to us in midfield. And his energy levels and, like I said, his appetite for it is really, really good. So long may that continue.
So Darren Moore previewing the next test. Liam, Swindon, who've had a bit of upheaval this season. Richie Wellens, a former Rovers midfielder, of course, heading for pastures new. John Sheridan's come in recent weeks and it hasn't maybe got going as he would have liked.
They've had an awful lot of turmoil since promotion, really. They lost some big players who helped them get promoted and then lose it. Just as they're finding the feet in League One, they lose Richie Wellens and John Sheridan's come in with a different sort of style. And I know they've had an awful lot of injuries as well, which has not helped. Apparently they're improving in recent games and results perhaps haven't reflected the performances, but there's an opportunity here for Rovers to take advantage tonight.
One thing you know with John Sheridan's teams, as we saw with Wigan not long ago, they're going to be hard to beat, aren't they? In maybe a different way to what Gillingham were on Saturday. Rovers are going to have to go about their business smartly to find a way through. Yeah, it's no frills at the back, but then the kind of John Sheridan teams come to life in the attacking third as well, and they've got some quality in there and play some nice stuff. So it is going to be a difficult test. Of course, some former Rovers players in there as well. Matthew Bowdry had a couple of years here, won promotion as well. He seems to win promotion everywhere he goes. MK Dons and Swindon since his departure from here, but you know what you're going to get from him as well, who is a ball playing defender, isn't he? Very much so. I know he was loved here by the Rovers fans. Quality player, unfortunately blighted by injuries, so we perhaps didn't see enough of him, but if he can create some magic from the back. Cam, when Darren talks in press about taking it each game at a time, how important is that as a player as well? Because, for example, the back four has changed in positions and you've seen Brad moving forward, so you can't really afford to think about 2 or 3 games in advance, can you?
You really can't. As a player, you really can't look past the next game, because if you start looking past, you're not focused on the challenge ahead of you and you can start getting a bit complacent. So for us as players, and you just got to take it one game at a time and focus on the challenge ahead and what's coming in front of you.
It was your first real experience of the Christmas period last year. What did you make to it on the legs in particular? How did the body stand up to that?
I think last year was a bit tough. So I was coming back from injury as well at that point as well. So it was all coming thick and fast for me, trying to get match fit as well as hoping that my ankle was okay. So it was a bit tough on me, and I think I picked up an injury in the Sunderland game. I think that was the day before New Year's Day. I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
29th. Yeah. So it was tough, but I enjoyed it. I think the game, those are what you live for, really. You always hear about playing on Boxing Day as a kid and playing that Christmas period, and now you get to experience it and play it. It's actually quite fun. I quite enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to this one as well. What's
it like as a player on Christmas Day? I think we've spoken about it before, but having to make those sacrifices. It's of course a career that everyone would make sacrifices for, but what's it like on Christmas Day when perhaps a few beers are being cracked open and the turkey's obviously being feasted on, and you have to sort of tone it down a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it is tough. It can be tough, and for some players they may not even see their families because of the distance and whatever, so you really do make a sacrifice, but it is all worth it at the end. Like, there is an end goal for all this, and you may sacrifice Christmas Day, but you've got your days off, and to actually cherish like the Christmas spirit a little bit more. But yeah, Christmas Day is a little bit different nowadays, but you still get to enjoy it with your family and your loved ones, and you just maybe stay off the cake, stay off the pies, and maybe not have as much turkey as you would like to. But yeah, it's all part and parcel of the game, and part and parcel of what you signed up for.
Manager Darren Moore mentioned Matt Smith briefly in his interview a moment or two ago, and the Welsh midfielder himself feels he's improving with every game in a Rovers shirt.
since I've been here. It's been great. Really enjoyed it. I feel like I'm improving as a player, not just a player, as a person as well. Yeah, enjoying playing. And the lads are great, and it's good for me. And I'm taking every game as a new game, and it's all positive. Yeah, they're a good team. They try and play football. I think it will be a completely different game to what we faced on Saturday. But no, they'll be a good team, and most teams in this division, it's hard. It's not going to be easy to get 3 points. But I think that we're all confident of getting a win and really pushing on. But yeah, as I said, no game is easy. They're going to make it difficult for us. They would have watched the Gillingham game and probably want to get all over us and stuff. So yeah, I think it's going to be difficult, but I think we're looking forward to it.
Matt Smith there slotted in well, Liam, hasn't he? He had a break from a start against Northampton and then came back in against Gillingham and didn't look out of place.
Didn't look out of place at all. I think he showed all the aspects of his game, very, very busy, whether that's nipping the ball away from players or getting into space and causing problems himself. I can remember asking him a few weeks ago what position he saw himself playing in going forward, and he said he didn't want to pigeonhole himself into a position. I think with that performance on Saturday you can see exactly why, because he can do a bit of everything in that midfield.
What do you feel he's added, Cam, into this team? He's fairly young himself, but with all the international caps he's got and experience in Holland, he's got a lot under his belt, hasn't he?
Yeah, Smithy's a great player to play with. He just brings another dimension to us as well, that tenacious. He's got that little bite that you wouldn't really think he would have, but a great player on the ball. He can see every pass, and he's just so aware of what's around him in terms of spatial awareness and just you as a player as well, and that he's going to put it on the money for you. So it's been a great addition to the team, and hopefully he has more goals and more assists to his game, but we know he's got that in his locker, and I just want him to shoot more personally. He cost me an assist on Saturday, but he's a great player to play with.
Plenty of things going off the field as well tonight. Oliver Jackson is our virtual mascot. Oliver, I hope you enjoy your evening watching on from home via your iFollow pass, of course, and as well, Liam, there's going to be the teddy bear takeover in the home end. How nice is that to see Rovers again reaching out to the community?
It's another brilliant initiative from the club. They're reaching out to the community, working with disadvantaged people as well. It's a really good scheme, and one that fans are really going to enjoy getting involved with just before Christmas.
Cam, have you noticed a lot of that since you've come here? You've done a lot for the club, obviously community-wise, and whether it's school visits or trips out. What do you make to that as a player, and how nice is it to be able to see some of the younger fans at times?
Yeah, this club's great for the community. I've never really experienced something quite like this, and it's great to be involved and just giving back as a team and as a player. You just want to give back to those that showed all the support, obviously when the fans were in, but also now supporting you wherever they are on the iFollow or on social media. So it's great for a player just to give back, and I don't mind. I think it's quite enjoyable. So yeah, it's great.
Of course, the fans you mentioned there will be watching on keenly from home tonight as well. How much are you looking forward to getting on the field against Swindon, and how do you see that game playing out?
Yeah, it'll be great to get back on the pitch again from Saturday, and I just hopefully we get the win, as that's the main thing really. Get another 3 points, get up that table, but also just give a good quality performance and build on the performance we gave on Saturday and give the fans something to be excited about in the way we play. So yeah, hopefully the win and another good performance.
Liam, what about you? What do you think will happen tonight?
I'm expecting a Rovers win. I'm going to go 2-0 tonight. But yeah, like Cam said, important to build on that performance at weekend. There were so many good aspects to that. It'd be great to see that repeated again tonight.
Liam, Cam, thanks for your company, and thank you at home for watching as well. Head over to iFollow Rovers now. Full live and exclusive match commentary. It's Rovers against Swindon Town from 7 p.m.
Sport brings us all together.
It's part of our national fabric.
And at the heart of our community.
We celebrate and commiserate as one.
People of all orientations and gender identities are part of our game.
Sport is what brings us together.
When times are hard, we continue to support each other.
Club Doncaster are proud to support Rainbow Laces.
Because everyone is welcome here.
Whether you're lesbian, gay, bi, trans or straight,
We're all part of what makes football and rugby special.
Everyone must feel safe and included.
In our stadium, online and in our community.
And make sport everyone's game.